Capital Chaos TV, and we're hanging out here at the DNA Lounge with Chris Jericho of Fozzy. How's it going, man?
It's going great, man. It's pretty cool to be back here. DNA Lounge, famous place, so we're excited.
Have you played here before?
It's the first time we've ever played San Francisco or the Bay Area. Yeah, we've been doing this for 13 years, and we've probably done, I don't know, 25 or 30 countries, but we've never been in Northern California, so that's another reason why this tour has been so much fun to do, going to places that we've never been to before.
Wow, that's awesome. Prince played here a couple months ago. He did two nights, two shows a night here.
I heard that, and it's not what you expect when you're standing outside and you walk inside. It's got this really double-tiered stage with the stairs, and it's like a mini version of Kiss 1978 Alive 2 stage.
Right, I know that Cypress Hill did Insane in the Brain video here. You can see the DNA featured quite prominently in that. So yeah, legendary.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're a legendary wrestler, singer, and now apparently a dancer. Is that correct?
Well, dancing was a couple years ago. I did Dancing with the Stars in 2011. It was a blast. It was really hard, but it was fun.
And are you a dancer from school? You disco dancing and all?
No, disco dancing. Yeah, I used to be in the Bee Gees. So, no, I've never danced before ever. They just kept asking me to do the show, and I thought it'd be fun. And it was really hard to learn, but once I got into it, it was fun. Being a musician kind of helped with that because you have to feel the music and understand, you know, the breakdowns and the syncopations and staying ahead of the beat or behind the beat. And being a singer, it's kind of what you have to learn how to do. So that really kind of gave me a little bit of an advantage off the bat.
Do you play guitar as well?
Bass. I started playing bass. Okay. I started playing in bands when I was 12 as the bass player and the singer. Okay. I was doing the old John Gallagher, Geddy Lee thing.
Oh, nice. So I'm assuming you played it with your fingers?
Yes, because Steve Harris and Cliff Burton did, so therefore that's how I did it.
Nice, nice. And as a bass player myself who plays with a pick, I've always admired bass players like yourself that played with their fingers.
Yeah.
Do you use 3 fingers, or is 2 enough? Or
well, when you get really fast, you can kind of use 3, but I just always went for the 2. But you can use 3 if you're doing something really galloping and chugging. It's easier to do it with 3, but you also lose a little bit of the tightness of it. Right. So 2 is probably the best way to stay within the but if you're going like din 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 din, you can kind of go all 3.
And I imagine you probably do a little slapping.
Not really. I was never a slap guy. I was a Cliff Burton, Steve Harris disciple. They never did any slapping, and I didn't either. And I was really good when I was like 17, 18, but I haven't done a lot of bass playing. I'll still mess around and noodle with it, but I leave that to the professionals now at this point.
Do you write anything on the instruments, or you just add your vocal line to what Rich writes?
Rich will write the riffs and the melodies the majority of the time, and I'll write most of the lyrics. So that's kind of the songwriting process. You know, I come up with riffs sometimes, but his are always better. So I just kind of back off and we just work together on that capacity. So
the process hasn't changed since I think it was Reloaded. Reloaded is when you started writing new songs, right?
All That Remains Reloaded. It was called All That Remains, and then it was re-released as All That Remains Loaded a couple years later with some bonus tracks and stuff. So, but All That Remains proper was the first record that was all originals, and that was back in 2004, 2005, something like that, a while ago.
And the songwriting process probably hasn't changed much since then.
Well, it's become more honed. We're more focused and know what really works. Whereas when we first start, you know, anytime you're first writing songs together, it's a little bit of a feeling out process. But now we have it down to a science that works for us.
Does Waka 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 mean anything to you?
No. Are you having some kind of seizure or something? Or?
No. It's Fozzy Bear from the Muppets.
Oh, gotcha.
Maybe there was a tie in there somehow, some way.
The original name of the band was Fozzy Osbourne.
Okay, right.
And then we just dropped the Osbourne and kept Fozzy, and over the years it just became, you know, it's like when you think of Def Leppard, for example. Think of that like what it really means. It doesn't really make sense. Or Metallica, or Kiss, or Halloween, or Limp Bizkit, or Red Hot Chili Peppers, or basically every name with the exception of maybe Anthrax and Slayer are kind of strange names that you just get used to and just get into. So yeah, Fozzy's just our name at this point.
Just an abstract name.
Yeah, like I said, like Def Leppard.
Sure. Now you have a new CD and a new label.
New CD, well, came out last August called Sin and Bones on Century Media. And it's been the biggest record of our career all across the board in reviews, sales, chart position, critics' opinions, fans' opinions, the amount of touring we've done. It's been, like I said, 17 countries on this tour and over 100 shows already. and still going strong on it. So whenever you get into triple digits on an album cycle, you know that the tour was a success and that the album was a success. So really exciting for us.
And you probably work with Paul Gorgana, who used to edit Metal Edge magazine.
Yeah, Paul kind of brought us into Century Media, signed on, and now switched over to being the head of PR over there. And great guy, and did a lot for us on Century Media.
Yeah, hardworking man. I saw him at the Aftershock Festival. He was really working hard to make sure his bands were working.
Right. He set this up.
Yeah, he's the man. He's responsible for all of this. You have 140,000 likes, 7,500 people are talking about you, and your last video had over 500,000 views. Do you pay attention to that kind of stuff?
All of them, and some of actually those numbers are kind of low, to be honest with you. I pay attention to every single thing on those forums and on those sites and Twitter followers and all that sort of stuff, because in this day and age, that's currency. You know, that's how people can tell how many fans you have, how many fans are paying attention to what you're doing, and all of it means a lot in this day and age.
Now, on the new album, you have it's Terry Chisholm, I believe, that has a song.
Terry Chisholm.
Where do you hook up with Terry?
For his, he's talking about his songwriting credit?
Correct.
Yeah, what he did is we did a really long song, about a 14-minute song called "Storm the Beaches," that was based around D-Day, around the American invasion of D-Day, and we wanted a real orchestral part to kind of break down with a lot of marching drums and trumpets and kind of battle sounds, and Terry composed that part, so that's why he got the songwriting credit. It's a friend of Rich's from Atlanta. He also did some backing vocals on the record. Just a local guy that had some good talent, some good pipes, and was really good at kind of composing the orchestration that we wanted.
That's very cool. Now you have M Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold playing on your singing on one of your tracks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he sang on Sandpaper. I was doing the song, and I kind of wanted a little bit of a call and response thing. I wanted another voice on it as for a contrast. I called Matt up, and he laid it down and did a great job. He not only sang the parts that I asked him to, but he came up with his own ideas, his own harmonies, and kind of rearranged the song to make it a stronger piece. And we really owe him for that. He did it as a friend, so it was quite the honor to have him involved, and he did a great job with it. Made a great song. It was a big hit for us.
Are you familiar with Avenged Sevenfold's music much?
Well, of course, absolutely. Yeah, I've been fans of theirs since '05.
Okay. Right on. City of Evil was probably Beauty and the Beast and
Beast and the Harlot. Yeah, City of Evil was the first one I found. I liked them from the start because of the vocals. I thought it was very heavy, but it wasn't kind of the Cookie Monster stuff that was going on. There were great guitar parts, so you could tell the real metal fans are involved with that as well. So I always kind of dug that.
And on the new album, they're really wearing the influences on their sleeves to some degree. I would imagine that you would agree.
Yeah, I mean, much as all the greatest bands do, you can really hear it in their songwriting. But it's still Avenged Sevenfold. I mean, they're influenced, and there's nuances of all of their heroes, like there is for Fozzy or for the Beatles or whatever. So, but I think that new record is great. I love it.
You guys are on tour with Saxon and Halicon Way. That's pretty impressive lineup, eh?
It's a great lineup. Yeah, I mean, we got the opportunity to tour with Saxon was kind of on the books, and we thought it was a great idea. Obviously, huge Saxon fans, influential, very legendary band. But on top of that, what really appealed to me was the fact that their newer material, their last couple records, are just as good as some of their older records. So they're still a living, breathing, vibrant rock and roll band, not resting on their laurels or a nostalgia thing. It's really fun to watch them play every night because they kill it. I mean, I don't think Biff has hit one wrong note the entire tour, and he's in his 60s, and it's kind of inspirational as well. So love touring with them. We're just doing a bus share. The guys are great guys. They've been lovely toward us, so it's been a great experience.
Awesome. And how do you like the new Blabbermouth layout?
That's a random question. It's okay. I kind of like the old one better because this one it's a little bit more hard to scroll through because it's constantly updating. But yeah, I'll check it out once every 3-4 days unless something comes up that somebody points out to me that I have to look at. But I mean, who doesn't look at Blabbermouth, right?
Yeah. Do you find the comments to be relevant in the grand scheme of things? No. The lip service.
Here's the thing: Blabbermouth fans hate everything. no matter who it is, Metallica and Iron Maiden, to Avenged, Sevenfold and Bullet, to Fozzy and Saxon, to everybody in between. So if you're going to go read the comments, you have to take it with a grain of salt and read them for a laugh. If you go on there and get pissed off at what people say, then don't go on it. That's the best rule you can use. So everyone's got an opinion, and that's the beauty of social media.
And you're still involved with wrestling, is that right?
Not really. I mean, I went back at the beginning of the year for a couple months because we were off the road with Fozzy, but basically my schedule at this point is based around whatever Fozzy is doing, and we've been so busy over the last few years, so I might go back for short bursts of time here and there, but my full-time wrestling career is over at this point.
Did you ever have any experiences with Jake the Snake or The Rock?
Jake the Snake, not really, and I worked with The Rock probably 100 times over the years. So.
And I know that the Jerry Only and Doyle were involved in wrestling for a bit. Did you ever have any fun with them?
No, I never. I was in WWE when they were wrestling in WCW. We never crossed paths. So I actually still to this day have never met either one of those guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got the tour with Saxon. What's next? More America or off to Europe?
Well, it's pretty much winding down this tour cycle. After this tour is done, October 18th, then we're going to head over to Australia. Again, we were just there in February. We'll go back again and do a couple weeks there. And then it's time to start working on the new record. We kind of already have that mapped out. Spoke to our record company president yesterday, and if everything stays on target and it's ready and it's good, it'll probably be out in the summer of this year, or next year.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Thank you for...
have it.